So Marvel just gave us the worst Doomsday trailer they've released so far to this point. So this one is the Wakandans and Ben Grimm is there. So Fantastic Four. It's an introduction between looks like the royalty of Wakanda and Ben Grimm alone. It looks like. So we're going to take a look at that here. Get that going. And we'll see what we think. We have Shuri here as Black Panther still. All 80 pounds of her, tasked with defending that continent from threats. But
I've lost everyone that matters to me.
And here is looks like Namor's people here. But it still bugs me they didn't recast that character of Chadwick Boseman. They even his family wanted them to recast that character to continue the run in that form without handing it off to Shuri. They didn't want to though. Disney wanted to capitalize off that poor man's death, and they wanted to put a woman in that suit, and they did both things. And I think the second movie suffered because of that, because that was not a good movie. Wakanda Forever was a bad movie. It was in fact a bad movie.
The king
So
has his duties.
it looks like his people or Namor's people are maybe living above ground now, and potentially in Wakanda. I don't know. They're not in the water anymore, but there he is. There, one of the worst villains in Marvel history. He didn't have the look at all. Very unintimidating. I want to see a bad guy. The villains, I want to see him in great shape, intimidating. He's kind of a meatball. He's kind of a nerd. Had that weird, just energy the whole time. I didn't enjoy his portrayal, but
Our people. For the afterlife. I have mine.
M'Baku there.
King M'Baku of Wakanda.
King now. So he is King M'Baku, which begs the question, why is he not the Black Panther? Shuri was able to recreate that the effects of that herb, so I don't know why she wouldn't have handed that off to the to who is the rightful king of Wakanda, especially considering he's the best warrior now that Chadwick Boseman's character is gone. So that's a little strange. That's a little strange, especially considering everyone loved that guy. I mean, he was probably one of the top couple best parts of both of those movies. Let me bring in that funny clip that I love. Let me get that. So this is where this guy won everybody over with this one.
Fishman would be bound before us as we
If
speak.
your muscle brains were present, they would still be there, choking on their fuzzy adornments.
You bald-headed demon.
Show
I remember the theater just cracking up when he did that. And everybody was thinking the same thing. She is very unlikable. And M'Baku's very charismatic in his limited screen time in those movies. And stuff like that is hilarious. So yes, everyone loves that guy. They would easily adopt him as Black Panther. So, but let me get back to our video here. But anyway, so people would easily accept him as Black Panther, but I think what I've heard is because of the incursions, and they're going to be hopping through the multiverse, that they're going to try and get Michael B. Jordan into that Black Panther suit going forward for whatever they're going to run with in the MCU after this. And the ladies love Michael B., so I can see why they'd want to do that. And very talented actor, he's really great. I can see why they would hit pause and try and keep M'Baku in this role here, and then maybe have Michael B. jump in as Black Panther. So that makes sense.
Ben, Yancey Street between Broome and Grand.
And then Ben Grimm of the Fantastic Four. Sort of a silly introduction there. He should have just said his. I'm sure Reed has figured out which universe is which. He could have said which universe number he was from, or anything else. Just a couple cross streets is a little silly, but anyway. So appears to be some sort of understanding there. So the Wakandans and Fantastic Four return Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, that was a boring teaser. Nothing interesting really happened. Not really any characters anybody cares about. Yeah, when M'Baku's the highlight of your teaser, that's probably not a good thing. And just the pairing of these two groups is strange also, unless they're trying to lean into that the little affair between Namor and Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four, which they could potentially be doing, I guess. I hate to see stuff like that, considering she's married to Reed Richards. But if we're going to put Pedro Pascal out a little bit, I might be okay with letting that slide. So let's look at the history of that a little bit. Actually, give me 1 minute here to get that up. The relationship between Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, and Namor the Submariner is one of the oldest, most complex, and often problematic subplots in Fantastic Four comic lore, dating back to the Fantastic Four #4 in 1962. So this goes back a long way. Is characterized by the forbidden fruit dynamic, where Namor is intensely attracted to Sue and often trying to pull her away from her husband, Reed Richards. Initial infatuation and conflict. Upon his reintroduction, Namor immediately fell for Sue, often threatening the surface world if she did not become his bride. So yeah, sounds like a brown man to threaten everybody if he doesn't get the woman he wants. Persistent pursuit. Namor has frequently attempted to separate Sue from the Fantastic Four, sometimes kidnapping or trying to kill her teammates to make her his queen. Okay. Conflicted feelings. While Sue is deeply committed to Reed, she has occasionally shown attraction to Namor, particularly during times when she feels neglected by Reed's obsession with science. So yeah, and there you go. That's a woman leaning into a man flirting with her when she's married. That's typical of a woman. So we're hitting all the stereotypes here. Their stereotypes are not given; they're earned, and this has leaned into that. So. In some storylines, such as Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, or 4, or What If comics, the two have shared intimate moments or even married in alternate realities. So at least he made an honest woman out of her in some of the other realities that they've covered in the comics. So in the primary 616 Marvel Universe, Sue has never officially cheated on Reed or left Reed for Namor, generally rejecting his advances. Generally. That's a big distinction there. Generally, not good enough, Sue. Not good enough. Not good enough. But anyway, this the teaser left a lot to be desired. Yeah, I didn't think it was that interesting. It didn't get me excited for this movie. I already think this movie's got some trouble ahead. It's not. I don't think it's going to make as much money as they're spending on it. I think it's going to cause problems for Secret Wars after that, even because of the finances, having to pay all these people. But we'll see. I mean, maybe the Super Bowl commercial, if it shows Robert Downey Jr. in the Dr. Doom mask or something, if they give us something big, they might be able to drum up some more interest in this. But right now, I think everyone's just kind of passive on it. I don't think people are really too excited about it. I think they've burned too much goodwill with just dud release after dud release in the Marvel Universe. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I will see you on the next one.